these revelations further, take a listen to this specific episode on the podcast. Kindly listen through the entire audio, as the end consists of the most shocking information.
Anything I share here, I'm not worried about being sued. And just to be sure that anyone listening understands that, I will be giving the first initial of names, okay? There are people talking who are just sharing rumors, but not all of us are sharing rumors, okay? I had a mentor from 1999 to 2000. She was my mentor. Mr. R, okay? His first name started with an R. So Mr. R used to be a boarder in her home. Now, my mentor told me Mr. R is gay, and his wife knows he's gay. Mr. R was a part of the ministerial staff. He became a minister, and he was very close to T.D. Jakes, okay? And she said he told her that, he was going to share some things with her that she could never tell anybody. And so later on, she tells me and a few other people that he did come. They had set up a time and day for him to come to her house. He came and he talked with her for several hours, just divulging stuff, behind the scenes ministry stuff. And she told us some things I can never tell y'all, but what he did tell her was that T.D. Jakes was gay, and that T.D. Jakes had a relationship with a man. Now, I will stop and say, whether that man was Mr. R, I don't know, because she never told us that. But then she told us there are things I can never say, I can never tell, because I swore, that I wouldn't tell, some of the stuff that he told me. I'll tell you, as soon as they got through talking, she left that church. My mentor did, and it devastated her. Not too long after the things that Mr. R shared with her and swore her to secrecy to, she had a stroke. I always believed, and I still believe it now, that it was the stuff he told her that contributed to her having that stroke, because the timeline was just too close. The Jakes have 5 children, boys. Both their names start with a J. One is light-skinned, one is dark-skinned. It is true that the 2 older sons are gay. The 2 older sons are not his biologically. They're not the sons of Jakes. Now, the sons, one is darker skinned. The darker skinned son is the one who was caught in Keys Park many years ago. Now, those 2 sons, they are not the biological children of Thomas, okay? Before Sarita was a teen mom, okay? She had both of the boys when she was a young woman. And sometime later, I don't know if it was years, I don't know the time frame of between her having and her meeting Thomas. That part of the story I don't know. But one of the great things that made her fall in love with Thomas was that he accepted her 2 boys. And yes, he did later adopt them. So he's the man that raised them, because I don't know anything about their biological father, y'all. I don't know who he is. That's the part I can't say. My mentor told me, and I'll never...
These predators, when people going around thinking the women are gold diggers and the woman is this and the woman is that, these men go out looking for single mothers that they feel that they're going to be the knight in shining armor, and the single mother is going to also need. And then when they do find a single mother that is independent, that appreciates their presence, but not worshiping their presence, they have a problem with it, because they are predators. They're coming in, looking a certain way, and then they want you to drop your guard down, and they want to be needed. So much so that you feel you need them so much, you will accept whatever they do to your children or do to you. And then you feel like shamed, and especially when you're so happy that you're in this relationship, and then it's like, especially when you have people that might see a relationship from outside and everything's looking so good, and it's like, then you're gonna go back out again, and all of this stuff, society and energies at play want you to be living in, so you stay stuck. And it's women like this, the characters of women like this, that enable the disgustingness of men who come into the lives of children as a cover. And then you have churches, when the cover is revealed and the single woman who's now the wife is standing up, The church wants her to be hush. They want her to, to be grateful he got a man. I had a couple pastors, but one in particular, so shocked, a youth pastor, that told me how I should be so grateful that I have a man and I have people that want to spend time with my son. And this was when I found out some disgusting things about my husband. And I was just shocked, from pastor to pastor, from Seventh-day Adventists to Pentecostal to Apostolics to what's the other denominations, these demonations, that people speak to this person. And I just stood back and said, wow, everybody's compromised. Because I cannot believe that the advice from every one of these camps, these religious camps, these leadership, are actually encouraging me to stay, and then making me the problem that I am just not praying and fasting and holding on to the disgustingness, so much so that they enabled my husband at that time, we're now divorced, enabled him to make him feel that what he's doing is okay, and I must be the one to accommodate. So much so that the mistress, which was our nanny that we sponsored into the country, the nanny now felt so emboldened that she now feels like what she's doing is fine. They start going to churches together. So they start going to church, going to Bible studies together. And the people there fully know what's happening. And I and my cherub must just wait it out. Listen, the devil is a liar. And let me tell you, the devil is in all of these demonations calling themselves religious. And it's way over time that you dust off the sand off your sandals and run out. 2020 gave you the ability to see that you don't need them. It also showed you that they are a den of vipers. They are synagogues of sin. Synagogues they are. They're chapels of disgustingness. Listen, it's not what they are wanting you to still believe that this thing is. They're all marked with the mark of the beast. The beast is compromised. Every one of them that went through the 2020 hindsight moment is 2020. That went through look back. Hindsight is 2020. The ones that went along with the mark of compromise. Because all of the heads are compromised. So the body is infiltrated and infested. And they're the ones that tell you the church is a sick place. They're absolutely right. It is a sick place. It is an absolutely sick place. And they want you to become contaminated. They say misery likes company. Oh boy.